Imagine waking up tomorrow. Nothing outside your life has changed. The same job, the same people, the same problems, yet somehow everything feels different. The criticism that once ruined your day no longer reaches you. The anxiety that should keep you awake loses its grip. The need to prove yourself slowly disappears. People notice something has changed, but they can't explain it. You speak less, you react less, you smile more, and strangely, the quieter you become, the stronger you feel. This isn't magic. It isn't motivation. It isn't positive thinking. It's a philosophy that survived wars, empires, betrayals, disease, exile, and death. For more than 2,000 years, Stoicism has helped ordinary people and emperors alike remain calm when the world around them fell apart. Marcus Aurelius ruled the greatest empire on earth while facing constant war. Epictetus was born a slave. Seneca became one of the richest men in Rome, yet warned that wealth without wisdom is another form of poverty. Different lives, different struggles, one philosophy. Stoicism doesn't promise an easy life. It teaches something far more valuable: how to become a person that difficulty cannot easily break. Today you'll discover 12 timeless Stoic rules that quietly transform your life. Not through dramatic change, but through small shifts in how you think, react, and live. Some of these ideas may challenge everything you've believed. Others may feel surprisingly uncomfortable. But if you stay until the end, you'll realize that true power isn't loud. It rarely announces itself. It grows silently. One decision, one habit, one thought at a time. Let's begin. Modern life trains us to chase attention. More followers, more money, more approval, more recognition. We're constantly told that success comes from being seen. Yet the Stoics believed something completely different. They believed that the strongest people often appear ordinary. They don't waste energy trying to impress strangers. They don't panic over temporary setbacks. They don't allow emotions to control their decisions. Instead, they master the only thing that truly belongs to them: their own mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote many of his thoughts in a private journal. He never intended the world to read them. He wasn't writing to become famous. He was reminding himself how to remain calm despite carrying the weight of an empire. That's what makes Stoicism so powerful. It isn't advice for perfect days. It's guidance for difficult ones. The 12 rules you're about to hear aren't quick life hacks. They're mental disciplines. The more consistently you practice them, the more quietly your entire life begins to change. Let's start with the first, and perhaps the most important, rule. Rule 1. Stop trying to control everything one morning. A man wakes up already frustrated. Traffic is worse than usual. His phone battery is nearly dead. His boss sends an unexpected message. The weather ruins his plans. By lunchtime, he's convinced the entire day is against him. But look closer. Did these events actually destroy his peace? Or did his resistance to them create the suffering? This is where Stoicism begins. Epictetus taught one simple truth: some things are within your control. Most things are not. It sounds obvious, yet almost every source of stress comes from forgetting this distinction. We try controlling what other people think. We try controlling the economy. We try controlling the future. We even try controlling the past by replaying old mistakes over and over in our minds. None of it works, and every failed attempt quietly steals our peace. Imagine holding a rope connected to a wild horse. The harder you pull, the more exhausted you become. Eventually you realize something important. You were never supposed to control the horse, only your grip on the rope. Life works the same way. The Stoics weren't passive. They took action. They fought wars, built businesses, raised families, led nations. But after doing everything reasonably possible, they accepted the outcome. Because outcomes belong to reality. Effort belongs to you. This single shift changes everything. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what part of this is actually mine to control? Your attitude? Yes. Your effort? Yes. Your honesty? Yes. Your discipline? Yes. Someone else's opinion? No. The weather? No. The past? Never. Note as much unnecessary weight disappears the moment you stop carrying what was never yours. This doesn't make life easier. It makes you stronger. Because every day becomes an opportunity to practice choosing your response instead of demanding perfect circumstances. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that every morning he would meet difficult, selfish, impatient, and dishonest people. He didn't hope they would change. He prepared himself to remain steady anyway. That's real freedom. Not controlling the world, but refusing to let the world control you. The quietest people often carry the greatest strength because they stopped fighting reality. Instead, they mastered themselves. And once you master yourself, very little outside, you can truly disturb your peace. Rule 2. Guard your mind like a fortress. Imagine owning the strongest castle in the world. Its walls are high. Its gates are made of iron. Its guards never sleep. Now imagine leaving the front gate wide open. Anyone can walk in. A thief, a liar, an enemy. How long would your kingdom survive? Probably not very long. Yet this is exactly how most people treat their minds. Every day, they allow random opinions, breaking news, social media, negative people, and endless comparison to enter without resistance. Then they wonder why they feel anxious, distracted, and emotionally exhausted. The Stoics understood something that modern psychology continues to confirm. Your thoughts shape your reality. Not because thinking magically changes the world, but because your interpretation changes your experience of it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Notice he didn't say your happiness depends on money, or status, or luck. He said it depends on your thoughts. Think about how many problems begin inside the imagination. You imagine failure before the interview. You imagine rejection before speaking. You imagine disaster before anything bad has actually happened. The event hasn't occurred, yet your body reacts as though it already has. Your heart races, your breathing changes, your confidence disappears, all because an unchecked thought entered your mind and no one questioned it. This is why Stoicism teaches mental discipline, not blind optimism, not pretending everything is fine, but asking one simple question whenever a thought appears. Is this true, or is this fear talking? Imagine your mind as a fortress. Every thought must knock before entering. Some deserve access. Others deserve rejection. If someone insults you, don't immediately accept their words as truth. If the news predicts disaster, don't surrender your peace before reality even arrives. If your inner voice whispers, "You're not good enough," ask for evidence. Because the mind often lies when left unattended. The strongest people aren't those who never experience negative thoughts. They're the ones who refuse to believe every thought they have. Your attention is your greatest resource. Protect it carefully, because whatever repeatedly enters your mind eventually begins shaping your character. A peaceful life doesn't begin by changing the world. It begins by guarding the gate. Rule 3. Speak less. Observe more. Walk into any room. Within minutes you'll notice something interesting. Most people want to be heard. Very few want to understand. Conversations have quietly become competitions. People listen just long enough to prepare their next sentence. They interrupt. They argue. They defend. They explain. But the Stoics chose another path. Silence. Not because they lacked confidence, because they understood something extraordinary. The person who speaks the least usually learns the most. Epictetus once advised, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Simple, yet almost impossible in today's world. Imagine meeting someone who never rushes to interrupt, who remains calm, who notices small details others completely miss, who responds only after thinking carefully. Wouldn't that person naturally command respect? Silence creates mystery. Observation creates wisdom. Reaction destroys both. Every unnecessary word spends energy. Every emotional argument steals peace. Every attempt to prove yourself often weakens your position. Have you noticed? The strongest people rarely need to announce they're strong. The wisest people rarely tell you they're wise. Confidence speaks quietly. Insecurity speaks constantly. This doesn't mean becoming silent forever. It means becoming intentional. Before speaking, ask yourself 3 questions. Is it true? Is it necessary? Will it improve the situation? If the answer is no, silence is often the better choice. Marcus Aurelius spent countless hours listening before making decisions. He understood leadership wasn't built through louder voices. It was built through clearer thinking. Observation gives you information. Silence gives you control. Together, they give you influence. People reveal themselves constantly through their words, their habits, their emotions, their reactions. But you'll never notice if you're always talking. The world has enough noise. Become someone who hears what others miss. Because sometimes, the quietest person in the room understands everything. Imagine a blacksmith standing beside a blazing furnace. He places a cold piece of steel into the fire. Minutes later, he strikes it again and again with a heavy hammer. From the outside, it looks like destruction. But inside the metal, strength is being created. Human character is forged the same way. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort. They avoid difficult conversations. They avoid failure. They avoid rejection. They avoid responsibility. And without realizing it, they also avoid growth. The Stoics believed that comfort is a pleasant place to rest, but a dangerous place to live forever. Every challenge contains a hidden lesson. Every setback trains a different part of your character. Marcus Aurelius spent years leading Rome through war, famine, and plague. He didn't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, he asked, "How can this make me wiser?" That single question transforms suffering into education. Think about your own life. The hardest moments often become the ones that teach you the most. Failure teaches humility. Loss teaches gratitude. Loneliness teaches self-reliance. Criticism teaches emotional control. Nothing valuable grows without resistance. A seed must break before it becomes a tree. A muscle must tear before it becomes stronger. Gold must pass through fire before it shines. Your character is no different. Modern society promises comfort everywhere. Food arrives with one tap. Entertainment never stops. Distraction is always available, yet anxiety continues to rise. Why? Because comfort cannot build resilience. Only challenge can. This doesn't mean seeking unnecessary suffering. It means refusing to run from necessary discomfort. Wake up when the alarm rings. Finish the difficult task first. Exercise even when motivation disappears. Speak the truth even when it's uncomfortable. Apologize when your ego resists. Stay patient when anger feels easier. These small acts quietly reshape your identity. The Stoics called this voluntary hardship. Not punishment, preparation. Because when life eventually becomes difficult, and it always does, you won't panic. You'll recognize the feeling. You've trained for it. Imagine two sailors. One has only sailed on calm water, the other has survived storms. Who would you trust when the ocean turns violent? Life asks the same question. Every uncomfortable moment is preparing you for a future challenge you cannot yet see. So the next time discomfort arrives, don't immediately ask how to escape it. Ask what it's trying to teach you, because pain is temporary. Wisdom lasts a lifetime. Rule 5. Stop chasing approval. There is an invisible prison that traps millions of people. Its walls cannot be seen, its doors are never locked. Yet countless lives are controlled by it. That prison is the need for approval. Imagine spending your entire life performing on a stage. Every decision, every word, every dream, chosen not because it reflects who you are, but because you're afraid someone might disapprove. How exhausting would that life become? The Stoics understood a truth that many never discover. If your happiness depends on other people's opinions, then your happiness belongs to them, not to you. Epictetus warned, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. At first, those words sound harsh, but look deeper. Every extraordinary person has been misunderstood. Inventors, artists, leaders, philosophers, they all faced criticism before receiving respect, because people naturally resist what they don't understand. Imagine planting an oak tree. Would you dig it up every morning just to check whether others approve of its growth? Of course not. You trust the process. Yet many people constantly dig up their own progress. Checking likes, checking comments, checking validation, seeking permission to become themselves. The Stoics refused to live this way. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire. Still, he reminded himself that even the greatest rulers would eventually be forgotten. If history itself forgets kings, why spend your life fearing temporary opinions? Think about the people whose criticism keeps you awake at night. 5 years from now, will their opinions still matter? 10 years from now, most likely not. So why surrender today's peace for tomorrow's forgotten judgment? Living for approval creates endless anxiety. Living by principles creates quiet confidence. There is a difference. Approval changes with fashion. Character remains. Popularity rises and falls. Integrity stays. Reputation belongs to others. Your values belong to you. This is why Stoicism teaches internal validation. Ask yourself each evening, did I act with honesty? Did I remain disciplined? Did I become a little wiser today? If the answer is yes, then you've already succeeded, regardless of applause. Because the strongest confidence isn't built from compliments. It's built from promises you keep to yourself. The moment you stop trying to impress everyone, you finally become free to become anyone. And that freedom is worth more than the approval of the entire world. Rule 6. Master your emotions before they master. You imagine holding a glass of water. It feels light. You could hold it for a minute without effort, maybe even 10 minutes. But hold that same glass for an entire day, and your arm will begin to tremble. Eventually, the pain becomes unbearable. The weight of the glass never changed, only the amount of time you carried it. Emotions work the same way. Anger, fear, jealousy, regret. These emotions are natural. The problem begins when you refuse to put them down. One harsh comment stays in your mind for weeks. One betrayal follows you for years. One mistake becomes your entire identity. The Stoics never taught people to suppress emotions. They taught them not to become slaves to them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Read that again. Notice what he doesn't promise. He doesn't promise that life will stop hurting you. He promises something far more valuable. that your response can become stronger than the pain itself. Imagine standing beside a river. Leaves float past on the surface. Some are beautiful, some are dirty, some disappear within seconds. Would you jump into the river to chase every leaf? Of course not. You simply watch them pass. Thoughts and emotions deserve the same treatment. Not every feeling deserves your attention. Not every emotion deserves your action. A burst of anger doesn't mean you should speak. A wave of fear doesn't mean you should quit. A moment of sadness doesn't mean your future is hopeless. Feelings are visitors. Character is the person who decides whether they stay. This is where emotional mastery begins. Between what happens and how you respond, there is a small space. Most people never notice it. They react instantly. They shout. They panic. They blame. Later they regret it. The Stoic notices that space, and inside that space, freedom exists. Freedom to breathe, freedom to think, freedom to choose. Every time you pause before reacting, you're training your mind. Every time you refuse to answer anger with anger, you're becoming stronger, not weaker. Anyone can lose control. Very few can keep it. Modern culture often celebrates emotional expression. Stoicism celebrates emotional leadership. Because an emotion is a signal, not a command. The next time anger appears, observe it. The next time fear whispers, question it. The next time anxiety arrives, breathe before believing it. Eventually, you'll realize something extraordinary. The emotion still exists, but it no longer controls your decisions. That's real strength. Not the absence of emotion, but the presence of self-control. Rule 7. Time is your greatest wealth. Imagine someone offers you $10 million. There's only one condition. You won't wake up tomorrow. Would you accept? Of course not, which means something incredible is already true. Tomorrow is worth more than $10 million. Yet every morning, people trade their time for things that don't matter. Hours disappear scrolling endlessly. Days vanish chasing arguments online. Weeks are wasted worrying about problems that never happen. And then one day, they wonder where their life went. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Time is the only currency that cannot be earned back. Money returns, opportunities return, even relationships sometimes return. Time never does. Imagine your life as a jar filled with exactly 30,000 marbles. Each marble represents one day. Every sunrise, someone quietly removes one marble. You don't know which marble will be your last. Neither does anyone else. Suddenly, ordinary days become priceless. The Stoics understood mortality wasn't something to fear. It was something to remember. Not to create sadness, but urgency. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, you could leave life right now. Not because he expected death every moment, because remembering death helped him value life. Ask yourself honestly, if today were your final ordinary day, would you spend it exactly as you're spending it now? Would you worry about the same opinions? Would you delay the same dreams? Would you waste another evening arguing with strangers? Probably not. This realization changes priorities. You stop collecting distractions. You begin collecting meaningful moments. Time invested in learning never disappears. Time invested in health returns through strength. Time invested in loved ones becomes memories. Time invested in character shapes your entire future. The richest person isn't always the one with the most money. It's the one who spends time wisely. Because every great achievement, every peaceful mind, every meaningful relationship was built one ordinary day at a time. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Life isn't happening next year. It's happening now. Protect your mornings. Protect your attention. Protect your hours. Because every minute you spend consciously is a minute transformed into a life well lived. And when your final marble is eventually removed, you'll know you didn't simply exist. You truly lived. Rule 8. Learn the power of letting go. Imagine walking through a desert carrying a backpack filled with stones. At first, the weight feels manageable. A few miles later, your shoulders begin to ache. By sunset, every step becomes painful. Now imagine someone asks, "Why don't you put the backpack down?" You look inside. The stones have names: regret, resentment, bitterness, old failures, people who betrayed you. Suddenly you realize, no one forced you to carry them. You've been carrying them for years. The Stoics believe that suffering often comes not from what happened, but from our refusal to release it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to become like your enemy." Think about that. When someone hurts you, they wound you once, but every time you replay that moment in your mind, you wound yourself again. Who is causing more pain now? The person who hurt you, or your inability to let go? Forgiveness doesn't always mean reconciliation. It doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It simply means refusing to allow yesterday's pain to steal today's peace. Imagine holding a burning piece of coal because you want someone else to feel the heat. Who gets burned first? You do. Anger works exactly like that. Resentment works exactly like that. Hatred works exactly like that. The Stoics didn't forgive because others deserved it. They forgave because they deserved peace. Ask yourself honestly, how much of your mental energy is being spent on people who no longer deserve your attention? How many nights have you sacrificed replaying conversations that ended years ago? Life keeps moving. Only your mind remains trapped. There comes a moment when strength no longer means fighting. It means releasing. Release the need to win every argument. Release the desire to change people who refuse to change. Release the fantasy that the past could have been different, because it couldn't. Acceptance isn't weakness, it's wisdom. You cannot write the next chapter of your life while constantly rereading the previous one. Every day you choose to let go, you become lighter. Every burden you release creates space for something better. Peace, purpose, growth. Freedom begins the moment you stop dragging yesterday into tomorrow. Rule 9. Build discipline, not motivation. There is a dangerous lie that millions believe. I'll start when I feel motivated. Tomorrow, next Monday, next month, next year. But tomorrow keeps moving, and motivation never arrives when you expect it. The Stoics never relied on motivation. They relied on discipline, because motivation is an emotion. Discipline is a decision. Imagine two men standing at the base of a mountain. The first waits until he feels inspired. The second begins climbing immediately. 1 month later, who reaches the summit? Not the one who waited, the one who moved. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome. Do you think he woke up every morning excited to solve political crises, lead armies, and make impossible decisions? Of course not. He did what needed to be done anyway. That's discipline. Discipline is keeping promises to yourself, especially when no one is watching. The alarm rings. You want to sleep. Discipline gets up. The workout feels difficult. Discipline continues. The project becomes boring. Discipline finishes it. The world praises talent, but history rewards consistency. Look at nature. The river doesn't become powerful because it flows hard for one day. It becomes powerful because it never stops flowing. Small actions, repeated every day, become extraordinary results. 1 page read each day becomes dozens of books. 1 hour of focused work becomes mastery. 1 healthy meal becomes a healthier body. 1 honest conversation strengthens a relationship. Success rarely appears suddenly. It grows quietly, invisible at first, until one day, everyone calls it overnight success. The Stoics trained themselves to act according to values, not feelings, because feelings change with the weather. Values remain. Ask yourself each morning, what kind of person do I want to become today? Not, how do I feel today? Because feelings cannot be trusted to guide your future. Your habits can. Imagine planting a tree. You water it every day. Nothing happens for weeks, then months. Still nothing. But underground, the roots are growing. Eventually, the tree rises. Discipline works the same way. The results are invisible until they become impossible to ignore. Every promise you keep to yourself builds confidence. Every excuse you reject builds character. Every disciplined decision brings you one step closer to becoming the person you admire. Motivation will leave. It always does. Discipline stays. And in the end, discipline will take you farther than inspiration ever could. Rule 10. Choose your circle carefully. Imagine placing a single drop of clean water into a glass filled with poison. The clean water doesn't purify the poison. The poison changes the water. Human influence works much the same way. Whether we admit it or not, the people around us quietly shape the way we think, speak, dream, and act. Spend enough time around people who constantly complain, and eventually, complaining begins to sound normal. Spend enough time around people who chase gossip, and your mind slowly fills with the lives of others instead of your own. Spend enough time around people who make excuses, and your ambitions begin to shrink. The Stoics understood that character is contagious. Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Not because others are perfect, but because your environment is always teaching you something." Think about a garden. If you plant beautiful flowers but never remove the weeds, what happens? Eventually, the weeds take over. Your mind is exactly the same. Every conversation plants a seed. Every friendship influences your habits. Every voice you listen to becomes part of your inner dialogue. Ask yourself honestly, who are you becoming because of the people you spend the most time with? Do they challenge you to become wiser, or encourage you to remain comfortable? Do they celebrate your growth, or secretly resent it? Do they inspire discipline, or normalize procrastination? Not every relationship is meant to last forever. Some people enter your life to teach a lesson. Others stay to build a future. The wisdom lies in knowing the difference. This doesn't mean judging people harshly, nor does it mean abandoning those who struggle. It simply means protecting your own character. You cannot consistently walk toward light while surrounding yourself with darkness. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire filled with political games, betrayal, and constant flattery. Yet he reminded himself not to imitate the flaws he saw in others. Instead, he focused on becoming the example he wished existed. That is true leadership. Sometimes choosing your circle also means choosing solitude. Many people fear being alone. The Stoics feared becoming someone they no longer respected. There is a profound difference. Loneliness can be temporary. Living without integrity can last a lifetime. If a relationship repeatedly steals your peace, question it. If a friendship consistently pulls you away from your values, question it. If someone's presence makes you smaller instead of stronger, question it. You become what you repeatedly tolerate. Protect your standards. Protect your peace. Protect your future. Because your circle is quietly writing the story of the person you're becoming. Choose wisely. Rule 11. Practice gratitude. Every day imagine waking up tomorrow only with the things you thanked life for today. What would still remain? Would your family still be there? Would your health, your home, your ability to walk, to breathe, to see another sunrise. Most people don't lose happiness because they have too little. They lose happiness because they stop noticing how much they already have. The human mind has a strange habit. It quickly becomes accustomed to blessings. The new phone becomes ordinary. The dream job becomes routine. The healthy body becomes invisible until something goes wrong. The Stoics fought against this habit through one simple practice: gratitude. Not as empty positivity, but as clear perception. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to appreciate the ordinary moments that most people overlook. A quiet morning, a loyal friend, a chance to learn, another opportunity to improve. These weren't small things, they were life itself. Imagine standing in the rain, desperately wishing for sunshine. Then months later, standing beneath the hot sun, wishing for rain. The weather didn't create your dissatisfaction. Your expectations did. Gratitude breaks this cycle. It shifts your attention from what is missing to what is already meaningful. This doesn't mean abandoning ambition. The Stoics still pursued excellence, but they refused to postpone happiness until some future achievement, because if you cannot appreciate what you have today, you'll struggle to appreciate what you gain tomorrow. Contentment isn't the enemy of progress, it's the foundation of it. Each evening, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What made me smile today? What challenge taught me something valuable? Who made my life better today? These questions slowly retrain your mind. Instead of searching for problems, it begins recognizing opportunities. Instead of seeing scarcity, it notices abundance. Gratitude doesn't change your circumstances overnight. It changes the lens through which you experience them. And often, that changes everything. Because happiness rarely arrives when life becomes perfect. It arrives when appreciation becomes a habit. Rule 12, live every day as if it could be your last. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine someone quietly hands you a letter. On the front, only 5 words are written. This is your final day. No warning, no extension, no tomorrow. What changes? Would you still spend hours arguing with strangers online? Would you still worry about what someone said about you months ago? Would you keep postponing your dreams? Or would you suddenly notice things you've ignored for years? The warmth of the morning sun, the sound of your loved ones laughing, the simple privilege of taking another breath. The Stoics practiced a discipline called memento mori. Remember that you will die. At first, it sounds dark, but it was never meant to make life feel smaller. It was meant to make life feel infinitely more valuable. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself almost daily that life was temporary. Not because he feared death, but because remembering death helped him stop wasting life. Think about the greatest moments of your life. Most of them happened unexpectedly. A conversation, a journey, a friendship, a sunset, a quiet evening that seemed ordinary, until it became a memory. The tragedy is that we rarely recognize precious moments while we're living them. We only recognize them after they're gone. That's why the Stoics refused to delay life. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They didn't wait until they had more money. They didn't wait until everyone approved of them. They lived according to their values today, because tomorrow was never guaranteed. Imagine 2 people. One spends every day preparing to truly live someday. The other understands that someday is an illusion. 30 years later, only one of them has actually lived. The Stoics would ask you a simple question. If death knocked on your door tonight, would you regret the life you built, or only the life you postponed? This question isn't meant to frighten you, it's meant to awaken you. Call the people you love, forgive sooner, Work on what truly matters. Read more, learn more, laugh more, serve more, love more. Because one day, without asking permission, life will end. And on that day, your possessions won't matter, your followers won't matter, your arguments won't matter. Only one thing will matter: who you became. That is the ultimate Stoic lesson. We've explored 12 timeless Stoic rules. Each one seems simple, yet together, they quietly reshape an entire life. You learn to stop chasing control, to protect your mind, to speak less and observe more, to embrace discomfort instead of fearing it, to stop living for approval, to master your emotions, to value your time, to let go of yesterday, to build discipline, to choose your circle wisely, to practice gratitude, and finally, to remember that life is temporary. None of these rules promise an easy life. Stoicism has never promised comfort. It promises something far greater: inner freedom. The kind of freedom that no criticism can steal, no failure can destroy, no success can corrupt. The world will always remain uncertain. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail. Storms will come. But if your character becomes your foundation, you will never be completely shaken. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Perhaps that's why the strongest people often appear ordinary. They don't need attention. They don't need constant validation. They don't need the world to become easier, because they have already mastered the only kingdom that truly belongs to them, their own mind. Tonight, before you go to sleep, ask yourself one question: which of these 12 rules will I begin living tomorrow? Not next week, not next month, tomorrow. Because a better life is rarely built through one extraordinary decision. It is built through ordinary choices, repeated every single day. And maybe, years from now, someone will look at you and quietly wonder, how do they stay so calm? No matter what happens, they'll never see the thousands of small decisions that shaped you, but you will. And that's enough. If this video helped you see life from a different perspective, don't let these lessons end here. Take one Stoic rule from today's video and practice it for the next 7 days. Real transformation doesn't come from watching more videos. It comes from living what you've learned. If you enjoy timeless wisdom, self-mastery, and powerful ideas that strengthen the mind, subscribe and join us for the next journey. Until then, stay calm, stay disciplined, and remember, the strongest power you'll ever possess is the power to govern your own mind. The end.